All right, let's talk about something that can give you a serious edge in your next technical interview. We're going to go through a blueprint for building your very own AI coach. Yeah, a custom-built tool that's designed specifically to get you ready for those really tough, in-depth questions. This is going to be fun.
You know that feeling, right? The big day's coming up, you've got the nerves, the pressure is on, and you feel like you have to have a perfect, polished answer for every single project you've ever touched. So you practice. But is it the right kind of practice?
Here's the thing. Most practice tools, even a lot of AIs out there, are just too generic. They'll tell you if you're making good eye contact or if your speaking pace is okay, but they have no clue what you mean when you say NDCG on your resume. They can't possibly ask you the tough follow-up questions because they just don't know the details. And let's be honest, the details are where interviews are won or lost.
So what if you could build an AI that actually has read your resume? An AI that knows your projects, your metrics, and all the tricky little constraints you had to work with. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're building your secret weapon, a hyper-personalized interview coach.
Okay, so first up, let's just quickly nail down this core problem. Why the usual way of practicing for an interview just doesn't really get you all the way there. And that brings us to the solution. This is where we start designing your personal AI coach. This is where the magic happens.
And you know, the whole concept, when you boil it down, is actually pretty simple. It's like a recipe with two main ingredients. We need to give our AI a brain, which tells it how to behave like a sharp interviewer. And we need to give it a memory, which holds all the specific details about you and your work. So let's start with that first ingredient. We're going to craft the coach's brain, which is really just about giving our AI its core mission and its personality. Now, the technical term for this brain is a system prompt. You can think of it like the AI's operating manual or its constitution. We're not just asking it a one-off question. We're giving it a full-time job with a really specific set of rules for how to do it. And look how powerful even a simple instruction like this can be. By telling the AI to wait, we're forcing it to act like a real person in a conversation. It's not just going to dump a wall of text on you. It's going to ask, and then it's going to listen. That little pause makes all the difference in making the practice feel real. And we can get super specific with these rules. We're telling it exactly what we want. Keep feedback short and to the point. Drill down to make sure I really understand. Don't just accept a surface-level answer. Engage in realistic roleplay. The goal isn't just to talk, it's to actually improve my answers. And most importantly, prompt me to use my examples and evaluate me on how clear I am. All right, so the brain is set. It knows its job. Now for the second key ingredient. Adding the memory. This is where we make this AI coach uniquely yours. The memory is basically just a collection of context files that we feed the AI. And these can be really simple. We're talking about text files with your resume, maybe more detailed summaries of your projects, or even just some notes you've already jotted down about questions you think you might get. So here's what one of those memory files might look like. It's just a simple table with your projects. You can see things like ScoutJar, which used semantic search, and the key metrics. And notice TraderSensei. It uses RAG for finance. That's retrieval augmented generation, which, funny enough, is pretty much what we're doing right now, giving the AI specific data to retrieve. So by feeding it this table, the AI now knows your history. It knows what to ask you about. And to really put this coach to the test, we can throw it a real curveball. A super complex scenario. In this case, it's a project doing optical character recognition, or OCR, for a client in Europe. And it's got a whole bunch of really tough constraints. Just look at these. Air-gapped means zero internet connection. No cloud calls means every single thing has to run on the local machine. Then you pile on strict GDPR data privacy laws, which means absolutely no data can leave that virtual machine. These aren't just buzzwords. This is the stuff a senior interviewer will absolutely grill you on to see if you know what you're talking about. And the coach also knows the exact metrics for success. It's not just make it fast, it's page latency has to be under 2 seconds. It's not just make it accurate, it's field level accuracy needs to hit 95% or better. An interviewer expects you to know your numbers cold, and now your AI coach is going to hold you to that exact standard. Okay, so we've built the brain, we've loaded up the memory, so what? What's the big payoff? Well, it all comes down to the quality of the feedback you get. This slide right here is everything. This is the game changer. A generic AI tells you, you described the project well. Thanks, I guess. but your coach says, good, but you totally forgot to mention GDPR and the sub 2-second latency KPI. You need to anchor your answer in the EU OCR example. You see the difference? One is a pat on the back. The other is the kind of sharp, specific feedback that actually gets you ready to win the job.
And that kind of hyper-specific coaching is only possible because of the custom blueprint we just designed. It's that combination, the smart rules in the brain working with your personal project details in the memory.
So that leaves us with a really cool question to think about. An interview coach is an amazing tool, but it's really just the beginning. If you can use this brain and memory framework for this, what else could you do? What kind of personal expert will you build next? Maybe a writing assistant that already knows your unique style, or a workout planner that knows your fitness goals. The possibilities are pretty much endless.